Hey David, Grant Putnam here. Just wanted to walk you through the maintenance proposal so you could fully understand it. Okay. So the first section is just a general weekly lawn mowing, spring cleanup, fall cleanup. The big differentiator for us is that we vacuum the clippings. It takes 20 to 30% longer, but you get a far superior product. I listed out all the advantages and disadvantages here for you to take to read it. Okay. Then I had the spring cleanup, the fall cleanup. The fall cleanup, we clean the leaves off every visit that we cut the lawn, which is going to be pretty much all the way up until Thanksgiving. And then we always do one more cleanup after Thanksgiving, early December. Okay, so that's a more consistent cleanup. I know other services offer perhaps a cheaper solution by coming less frequently. But I find that most clients want their property looking good on a weekly basis. Okay. Shrub trimming, weeding. So I would say this is the biggest area of improvement that's needed on the property. All right, and the lawn as well. But I feel like there's a lot of neglect when it's coming to proper trimming. If you watch the other videos that I had taken when I was on the property, I explained a lot of these issues. But what we do is we bring a property manager who really knows what they're doing, and they frequently visit the property, as well as go there when the plant trimming crew is there to make sure that we pay attention to all the small details. Okay. Now the other thing that we do is we're very consistent as far as timing goes. So there's nothing worse than a client coming home and noticing there's a ton of weeds that are 2 to 3 feet tall, which is obviously a situation that's going on right now on the property. So what we offer is a separate weeding crew that goes around and weeds on a very timely monthly basis. So this way you're not having to deal with looking at the unsightly weeds. We also mentioned that if a client is very particular, we can set up bi-weekly or bi-monthly weeding, meaning we come every 2 weeks and we take care of pulling the weeds. Okay, so this is something I think that we really excel in, and again, if you watch those videos, you'll see all the issues that are going on with that service. We're probably going to be more expensive in that service than the current service because I don't think they're putting in enough time or hours in to do it properly. But you've got a huge investment of plants there, and you'd have a much better aesthetic if it was taken care of properly. Okay. So mulching, right now they're using sweet peat on the property. The problem with sweet peat, it's made out of decomposed horse manure, so you get a lot more weeds and it decomposes twice as fast. So we recommend using just regular fine shredded brown mulch. I could give you a sample of the mulch prior to installing it just to get your approval. All right. Let's see here. Deer spray is pretty straightforward. We want to keep the deer repellent and rabbits from eating the shrubs. Tying the boxwoods, that's important because the heavy snow during the winter can pull apart and damage your boxwood hedges. So we have that included. Tree pruning, we have that as a separate cost, so we can give you a separate estimate on that. I did mention that there's a lot of dead wood, dead branches in the trees, and also the trees all need to be shaped. So that's something that should be done, and we can give you a separate quote on that. Gutter cleaning, we usually have another company who's got special liability insurance to do that because it's very dangerous, so we typically try to farm that out to another company with the proper insurance for climbing ladders and whatnot. Okay. Plant tree healthcare, this was the other service that was somewhat neglected. Your boxwood have leaf miner. Some of the trees have borers insect. All of your crab apples have apple rust disease. It looks like the vines on some of the stone walls have had disease. So again, we recommend doing 3 spring fungicides and also a spring systemic to prevent a lot of those issues. And then doing horticultural oil, which is basically the most environmentally friendly way of smothering insects. spring, summer, and fall, and then finally doing a fall deep root feeding, which is end up using a high pressure tank with a deep root needle and feeding all the roots of all your shrubs and trees in the property. Okay. Furthermore, the roses are heavy feeders, so we usually recommend fertilizing those 3 additional times during the summer, so you get the most blooms out of that. All right, and then we also recommend doing a spring granular fertilizer. So that's everything within the plant and tree healthcare section. Tick spray, straightforward. Irrigation service. David, you might want to do the seasonal adjustments, but if you don't have time, we can offer seasonal adjustments by adjusting the water as needed throughout the season. Okay. Lawn health care, basically fertilizing program. You've got a lot of nut sedge in the lawn, which grows twice as fast as a regular lawn, and it looks terrible. So we recommend doing a preventative granular application in May. You'll notice we listed that under optional services on this page. Beyond that, this is just a proven program of doing multiple fertilizing apps, insect control, grub control, and whatnot. Definitely a fall chlorinating seeding is necessary. And for this first season, if we take over, I do recommend us taking over before September 1st so we can try to fix the lawn, because there is a lot of weeds and whatnot growing in the backyard that have to be sprayed and killed and then reseeded. And I would even opt to do some of this top dressing wherever we spray and kill the lawn. Top dressing, what it does is it puts a thin layer of compost on top of your seed, buries at the perfect level, also absorbs a ton of water, so it keeps that seed moist for a high germination rate. Every year we'll do about 30 to 40 houses using this method, and it works unbelievably. That's an additional cost for doing the lawn renovation for the rear of the house, because in the rear of the house you've got a lot of creeping weeds that have to be taken care of. The only time you're going to be able to fix that is in September. So if you have a start next year, just be aware that we won't be able to fix the lawn perfect until that following September. So we're going to inherit all the lawn problems from the previous year, and hence it's smart at least to get on top of the lawn health this September. Okay. This is a summary of all the different services. As far as billing goes, we take all these services here under this, which equals $28,660, divided into 10 equal payments, or you could pay up front for a 4% discount. But beyond these black highlighted charges, this yellow highlighted charge is your plant trimming and weeding. You'll notice again I gave you a variable cost on that, and the thought process is that it's very difficult to estimate exactly what it's going to cost. So at least for the first year that if you decide to hire us, we keep that as a variable cost. Then the following year we could put it as a fixed cost once you know how long it takes to do it. But I had a range of I think 280 to roughly 280 to 380 hours. And again, we figured that out by looking at other properties records that we take care of around the area. Okay, and that's it. So I appreciate the opportunity. I could put you in touch with some of these other really beautiful homes that we take care of, and you could touch base with them and ask them how responsive we are and what their properties look like, and how timely and detailed we are in regards to service. So we'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.